Welcome to the Yellowjackets Hive, presented by CordCutting.com. I'm Media Melanie here with.
And I'm Emily.
And we're back today with another CordCutting.com exclusive. And this one's kind of fun. We decided to go over which clubs we think each of the Yellowjackets would have been in high school.
This was fun.
Yes, it was. And Emily, I know you referred back to your own actual yearbook for some inspiration. I think that was smart. And of course, we all know that there is a Yellowjackets yearbook floating out there. Of course, this was part of their Emmys for Your Consideration campaign from season 1. And speaking of yearbooks, our girl Jackie. We definitely think Jackie would have been chief editor of the yearbook.
Absolutely. Front and center, no doubt.
Yep. And you know, she's putting in all the good pictures of herself, of Shauna, of Jeff. She's curating the whole yearbook look, like 100% Jackie.
Yes, agreed.
And Shauna, we thought, would be National Honor Society girl. You know, she got into Brown, so she's definitely got to have the grades. And along with that, because she's an overachiever, can totally see her being a Model United Nations delegate.
Oh, yeah. I did Model UN, and it was a lot of fun. And it just for how smart she was, I could easily see her excelling at both of those and maybe even being an officer for National Honor Society.
Laura Lee. She would be in the Youth Alive Church Club, of course.
Yes. We had one of those at my school. It was a very popular club.
Yep. Getting the ministry out to everybody in the high school, and she probably would have been in charge of that club.
Hands down.
So we have Misty, and Misty has a lot of information, likes to argue and whatnot. We thought debate club.
Yeah, I could see that. She's good at arguing, and she's good at making her point and discrediting other people.
Yes. And of course, they probably did not have a Citizen Detectives Club back then, but if they ever did, of course, you know, Misty would have been a part of that as well.
We had a club in my high school that was called Forensics, and they explored like forensic psychology and stuff like that. So I could definitely see her being in that club too.
Oh, yes. All Misty. That is an MFQ club for sure. Our girl Ty, 100% be running for president. I'm surprised they didn't mention it in the show. Given her political aspirations, Ty would have been.
That was my immediate thought. Not just that she was in student council, that she was student council president.
Yes. Absolutely. President. I don't think she would have settled for secretary, treasurer, anything else.
No, she
Our
has
girl
to
likes to be in charge.
Yes.
And then we have Van. And given that we know she runs a store called While You Were Streaming in the adult timeline, AV Club.
Yeah, this was an easy one for me. It just fit. And given her like storytelling with movies and stuff like that, it just seems like a club that she would easily want to be a part of.
Lottie Matthews. What did you have for her, Emily?
Now, for Lottie, we had a club at my school called the Care Club. And the Care Club was a club that was responsible for like spreading kindness in the school. They would do things like decorate for dances, decorate the school for homecoming, just spreading like positivity. So that just oozed Lottie to me.
Yes, given that they probably didn't have a young Wiccan enthusiast club, I think that works for our Lottie Matthews.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Akilah. And Emily, this was a really smart choice for Akilah as well, the CSS or Community Service Club.
Yeah. It was called CSS at my school. It was Central Silver Screen. And we did things like one of the really cool things that we did was one year we went and we built gingerbread houses with mentally ill patients at the local state hospital. That was a really, really cool experience to get to do that. And normal community service, like cleaning up trash, you name it, they were involved in that. And they were also involved with helping decorate for dances as well as Care Club and stuff like that. They worked together. Those two clubs kind of worked in unison.
Right. And I think that's a really good fit for Akilah, given we know that she was a Girl Scout. And hey, it's possible she's even still a Girl Scout in high school, which is the most dedicated of Girl Scouts. So
that's exactly why I picked it, because they do a lot of things that Girl Scouts do.
It's a really good fit. Mari, who of course is in charge of making stews and belt soups and whatnot in the Cabin in the Wilderness timeline. We had her down for Cooking Club.
Yeah, that one just seemed like a logical choice given what we've seen of her skill set. She took to cooking like it was second nature for her. And everybody let her. Nobody like stepped in and said, I'll do it instead, except for that one time time that Misty tried, and she was like, "Get the fuck away from me, Misty."
And I bet Mari had an A in home economics as well, given her
Mm,
proclivity towards cooking and whatnot. So,
yeah.
cooking club. I think that's perfect. Crystal, obviously, chorus and drama club.
This was a given. There was no question about this one, just like with Ty.
Yep. Now, the next two were a little tricky, I feel like. We don't know a
Yeah.
lot about Jen and Melissa, but our girl Jen, Emily, you thought maybe Powder Puff football.
Yes, I played that in high school, and that was a lot of fun to have that experience. It was seniors versus juniors, and the rivalry was strong.
With all of her soccer experience, I'm sure that translates well into athleticism across other sports. Good
Yes.
pick. Our friend Melissa. This was tricky, as mentioned, so we went with Lit Club.
Yeah. We don't have a lot of background on her, so it's really hard to pinpoint exactly, but she's very quiet. So that just seemed like a good fit. She seems like she is comfortable letting other people do the talking. In their conversations, Jen normally dominated the conversation when we would see the two of them conversing. So yeah, that seems like it would work for her.
Yeah, she seems like a bookworm. Can totally see her in Lit Club or Book Club. And it's funny, when we interviewed her, she's the one who told us about the Yellowjackets book club, that they actually had their
yeah,
own
I
book club,
forgot about that.
and they exchanged books amongst the cast. So, in
Yeah,
fact,
I
there was a book
forgot.
club in Yellowjackets for anybody who's wondering.
There is a book club, Jeff.
Yes, our boy Travis. Now, I can see Travis not being in any clubs
Mhm.
because he's too cool. But if we had to put him in a club, probably the tech club.
Yeah. This was another one that was a little hard for me because even though we have more insight into Travis as a person, we don't really know what he was like at school, like where he fit in and what he was into. Like, we don't even know if he played sports.
Yeah, no, we don't have a lot of Travis context. So
Yeah.
we'll go with tech. He seems like he could have been like into it, kind of a nerd. Who knows?
And then Natalie, we decided, would probably be too cool to be in any club.
Yes, we did.
I could see her just blowing off every club imaginable.
And it's surprising she even plays soccer, because she doesn't even strike me
Yeah.
as like a team sports player. So yeah, I can't see her in a club unless it was like the, 90s grunge like club, which was not really a club. So
Yeah.
for all intents and purposes, we'll say Natalie was not a club girl in high school. Oh, your job, everybody out there, is to drop a comment and tell us what clubs you think the Yellowjackets would have been in high school in the 90s. Did we get it right? Are there other clubs out there that would be a better fit?
Yeah.
Please let us know.
Yeah, I'm really curious because I know that some schools have clubs that other schools don't have. So I would love to know if anybody else has any different ones. I was involved in a lot of clubs. I was.
Yeah, good for you. Getting active in high school. I like that, Emily. Well, that does it for this episode. Thank you all for tuning in. Be sure you have cord cutting bookmarked at cordcutting.com/yellowjackets-hive and subscribe on YouTube, youtube.com/@cordcutting, so you do not miss a buzz of our exclusive content.
Yes. So until we spill again.